show friends with. It's just like
Yeah, we can't decide on a name. Do you? You've watched all these episodes. If you had to name this podcast, what would you name it?
I like the name.
Friends with Ross.
I like the name Friends with Ross.
Yeah, but you
Too
type
bad
it in
there's
on
one of the
YouTube
most popular shows ever.
fucking David Schwimmer pops up at every turn.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that we didn't even think about that. You know what I mean? It didn't even cross our minds.
Well, you're like,
at
it's
all
on
that-
YouTube. I'm like, I can't find it. It's just Friends with Ross.
Friends with
Like,
Ross,
it's just,
Friends
I don't know
Yeah.
if I showed you this, but I tried to AI, like I went on one of those AI generator images things, and I put his fucking mugshot into it, and I typed in podcast cover for Friends with Ross, and it gave me this photo. I'll show it to you here in a second. Let me find it.
It's a gay Italian.
See if you can send it. See if you can send it to Josh or something.
Maybe we can put that up in the
Yeah, 'cause
background.
that,
Yeah.
that is a funny picture of just handsome.
Friends with Ross, and you can link it to Friends with Ross or Ross from Friends Goes to Jail. Or that'll after you have enough content, as people Google it, you will pop up in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's good that people. It's the ones that if nobody was Googling the phrase. then
Oh, well, it's a popular phrase to Google, sure. So.
Yeah, so that plays
Oh, so just
to their
game that
favor, right?
algorithm and be like,
Yeah,
ride
yeah,
the
yeah.
wave
Yeah,
of the
it's a game, dude. You
ride
gotta
the
just pick
coattails of the
something and
fucking
fucking
show.
hammer it.
Yeah.
You guys,
There you
That might be
go.
smart. We
So
might have
yes.
to change the name back to Friends with Ross.
Yeah, because now it's the Krieger tapes.
because I
Krieger,
collect
whatever the
VHS
however you
tapes.
fucking say your name.
Yeah, I,
I like
think
Friends
that's
with
just something
Ross,
people
dude.
actually search for, even in general.
Yeah.
We maybe play to the benefit.
'Cause-
Exactly. Yeah.
That makes
I have
sense.
one podcast. It's a good podcast, but it's called Scumber Party. That's a made-up word. No, you have
And
to
so-
know how to type it in.
Oh yeah.
But once you type it, you get it right away.
Oh,
Right.
once you type it, you get it right away. But
Here it is.
unless you already have the follow.
It literally just fused Ross and Ross together.
I would think that was you if I didn't know.
yeah.
Well, AI, you know.
Do you want me to send this to you?
Yeah, let's put it.
Put it up,
Jesus
dude.
Christ.
That should be the new logo, if anything. Gay Italian Ross. I like it. Dude.
Because they'll click on it thinking it's like a Friends thing, and then stumble onto this
Oh,
podcast.
dude, you made me
And in
laugh.
Italian,
You made me laugh so fucking hard when we were like, oh, he probably says chow when he's going to come. And then you're like, yeah, he chows cock. That was so funny, dude.
Such a good riff. Yeah, he literally called me and was like, I'm so mad I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
well, I was surprised you guys were putting it out there because I was like, someone has to say it. Like,
I was just so focused on finding a name that I was like, I can't think about jokes right now at a time like this.
Yeah, but that's a good idea. I say we go Friends with Ross and just say, fuck Friends, dude.
Yeah.
We're taking over now.
Yeah, dude.
I texted
well, because
it
the
to
whole
you.
time, the whole reason we did this. Okay, so we're gonna do a 3-minute. Are we on yet?
Yeah.
Okay,
We've been
been on for
recording
3-minute
for 2
recap.
minutes.
So, how this started? This is the 4th time we've done this. We've done this 3 times because they were like, "Hey, this, you can't shut up. We can just, ask you a question and let you roll, whatever." And so we, 3 episodes. First one, I'm like, don't want to be here. I'm just like, kind of, as I am nervous, talking, being whatever, maybe recapping some of my life in a way. One thing I wanted to clear up though, like I was talking about doing open mics and shit. I literally did it for like 3 or 4 months when I first moved here, and so I made it sound like I do all the time. I did it for like 3 or 4 months 10 years ago, and that was it. So I wasn't really part of it. I just basically would go to Music Lab with my girlfriend, and we would like rent out and play music. Anyway, second episode, Mike was here, and that was good. It's nice to have 3
was
comedians
great.
because they're all funny. So when they're riffing, I'm just silent. I'm like, I can't join in this. I'm not funny. I don't know how to like when people
get a
actually
word
telling
in.
jokes.
That's why you're funny, is you know what I mean? Like, if you were trying to be funny, it wouldn't be funny.
Yeah.
But you just kind of, you are.
Yeah.
So.
And then the
works.
third
Pretty
episode, you were supposed to be here and you weren't, and then it was just us 3. And
And then, he...
oh, and I'm supposed to recap. Okay, sorry. So I would, real quick, and I
Oh,
told you
yeah,
this
the
thing.
colors.
I don't like when people say Asian and refer to it's like because India, Russia, all
There you
that, all those things are countries. So I was but I get a little weird. And I was like yelling. I was insane. And then, but another thing I want to just end on was the whole if you call it's not racist. Okay. Because we're all, you call people colors like white people, black people. Then after that, you don't call people by colors. And like, well, then call me like Northern European or Russian or something.
Right.
Like, either call everyone by like a region or don't even guess a color. Because white, have you seen the color white? I'm not white. I bought a color wheel I was gonna bring here today. By the way, brown's not on the color wheel. It doesn't arrive. It was supposed to arrive before it arrives tomorrow. And then I Googled why is brown not on the color wheel? Because it's amalgamation of all the different colors. So like tan and brown is like a mixture of everything. So it's not really a color, but like white black is a color on the color wheel. Anyway, you can't call people by their colors. I think it's wrong. But everyone says white and black. But after
So you're going back on your previous stance, so we should
either
address
we're all
everyone by
colors
their.
or none of us are colors. And I'm not even white. I'm more like a tan. I'm a tan too. You know,
Like a light
I'm
tan,
kind of a tan.
pale
I like how
tan.
you're gonna do a clarification. You just went on the same rant as you did last
All
week.
right. Okay.
I love it. What do you-
Now episode 4 starts now. Forget about everything else.
Do you think you'll ever learn to forgive in your heart people who say the word Asian?
I don't have hate for. Okay. All right.
Bro, I wish we had it clipped up
Okay.
already so we could play it back so you could watch yourself saying what you said.
It bothers me sometimes, and I get a little,
Yeah.
almost Tourette'sy over it. I'm like, they're like, oh, I had Asian food, and it's like, we already did this last time. It's like, well, what does that mean? Asia's a big country, so just, but how do you specifically say like, maybe this is a non-country specific, but
You don't like
region.
people being lazy, is what you.
Well,
Yeah,
Asia's
I'm
a
like, if you don't
continent.
know, don't say. Like, don't call me white. But that was like a NoFX song. Don't call me white.
Yeah.
What do you think that song was about?
White people are bad. Well, I didn't know about the whole. What is the thing they're teaching now? Like all white people are racist or something. What is there's like the
Critical race theory?
Yeah, I didn't know what that was.
I don't know if it's all white people are
I
bad.
just learned this
is
a
that
week ago.
what critical race theory is?
I don't remember.
Does anyone at
That's
this?
I don't want to talk about it.
In
I just.
one nutshell, maybe.
I just.
In
you
one
know.
nutshell.
You
Yeah,
also
maybe.
made a kind of a side jab at transgender people. What's
No,
your
I
beef?
didn't.
Wait,
I was
we
just
said- you said
joking.
we were gonna
I
talk
have
about
nothing
it
to
this
say.
week.
I go, oh, so transgenders will say
okay,
that for another day. I was just joking. I have no opinion on that, other than like, hey, everyone do what you want,
Okay, you want to read this off for us, Ross?
No. Okay.
Yes, you do.
Critical race theory is an interdisciplinary academic field of the. Okay.
All right.
Nice.
Well, okay.
Interdisciplinary academic field devoted to analyzing how social and political laws and media shape and are shaped by social conceptions of race and ethnicity. Doesn't mean all white people are bad.
All right.
It's just saying like how, I guess it's more of like
I don't. Screw this critical race theory. Fucking who cares?
You heard it here first.
yeah.
Go fucking
whatever.
pay school to teach you some shit. You can fucking. They're teaching. Is the class just reading Wikipedia all day? Wait, I'm just retarded.
I mean,
Um.
I don't know what
Here's
the
the go.
curriculum.
Wait.
One tenet of CRT is that racism and disparate racial outcomes are the result of complex, changing, and often subtle social and institutional dynamics rather than explicit and intentional prejudices of individuals. And that's like one of the biggest, most debated parts about
But
it.
here's it. CRT scholars argue that the social and legal construction of race advances the interests of white people at the expense of people of color, and the liberal notion of U.S. law is neutral place, blah. All right. Anyway, screw this. Who cares?
Right.
We don't want to,
I'm so glad I'm not in
Been
school
nice or
now.
what?
Yeah.
It'd be terrible to be in like high school now.
So I
Yeah.
was talking to
Wow,
Ross.
It seems awful.
School systems are shit.
So like I went to one of those what is it, the blue ribbon schools. Like there's 100 in the country that are like good. So my public school was better than other people's private schools. When I was in Florida, I was talking to this guy, dude. Randomly, tangent. I went deep sea fishing in Florida. It was badass. I sit. Guy sits next.
Real sidestep here.
No, well,
I follow.
I'm gonna get to the public school thing. And guy sits next to me, and he's like, "Where you from?" And it turns out he went to my high school, graduated a year after me. Like this random on 14 people on this, this deep sea fishing boat, and it was like, "Oh man, I know you. I've seen you." It was interesting to be sitting next to some, random.
Yeah, you guys came from the same part, right? He was saying, "Oh, I'm from this place." You're
Yeah.
like, "Me too." And then
Yeah.
he's like, "Well, really, I'm from here." And
I
you
was
were like,
yeah,
"Me too."
KC, me too. OP, me too. Actually, Leewood, me too. BVN, no, me too. I was like, oh shit, we went to the same fucking high school. I know your name. It's like I saw you fucking win a soccer championship. Anyway, the point was we were talking about school because his kids are in Atlanta.
You watched him win a soccer championship?
My senior year, my buddies were on the team, and and that we won the state championship. He was on that same team, so I just like, hey, I actually was at that game.
Oh.
But anyway, he was talking about. I was like, oh, your kids are in private school, yeah, because and then he was talking to me about the public schools we went to in the Kansas area were better than the private schools in freaking Atlanta, or wherever. Like same with like Raj was saying, like the public schools. Certain public schools are better than certain private schools. Like the public schools around here, I hear are crap, but who knows? I'm not in the school, so I wouldn't know.
I went to public school in Texas growing up.
Yeah.
For
well,
the first,
look at, you
from the
turned
time
out-
I
you
was
turned out
4
great.
until I was,
But
15.
because you don't know, every school is different. Like I even was in the university at an abnormal psychology, and there was 2 different teachers for the same class. And my buddy was like, "Oh, it's the same class." I'm like, "A different teacher is a different class, even if it's the same curriculum. It was a completely different class, even though it's supposed to be the same." So then that's just in the same university under the same curriculum. Imagine different schools, different everything, different areas. You know, the money. Like my area group, there was computers. We all had computers in their public school. Like some places, anyway. Public school and private school, like, you know, move to freaking Overland Park, Kansas, if you want to have good public schools. That's all I'll tell you.
Good to know.
Blue
That's
Valley.
good.
The Blue Valley School District's great.
That's good advice.
And my brother, when
I
he
don't
had
want to
ki-
have kids, so I don't think I have to think about
Well,
that.
we know
ever,
I do.
but-
I haven't smoked since I quit smoking weeks ago. Still haven't-
Cigarettes.
not
Yeah.
a cigarette. To the point where New Year's Eve, I got fucking fucked up and still didn't smoke.
Really?
I was planning to have a nice New Year's Eve. Sunday, I woke up. I was like, I started drinking beer instead of eating breakfast. And then, so I was drinking all day. I was like, I'm not going out. I'm staying in. New Year's comes. All my neighbors are shooting off fireworks and, you know, whatever, popping off some pistols, whatever, you know. And I walk over to say hi. And they're, you know, next thing I know, I'm just getting blasted, you know, with the neighborhood. And, you know, while they're blasting.
Little,
just, you know,
a little 1-2.
I did the
little
old
one,
Texas
2.
I did the
1-2.
1-2 and the old boozy booze. And, you know, just shot after shot.
I'm
And
sure
No
that- I'm
cigarettes.
sure-
That's really that
well,
takes a
that
feat.
was the whole point. Is even then, that's when I revert to smoking cigarettes. So I know I'm over the hump if I didn't smoke by when I'm getting trashed. So now the next step is to not drink. This is my first sip of beer of the day. I haven't even smoked weed today. I'm, you know,
Weren't you gonna quit drinking though?
one at a time. You know,
Oh,
We're-
really?
well, my resolution is to not drink 7 days a week. So
Okay.
That's a start.
yeah,
Baby
That's a good
steps. Baby steps. Yeah.
You haven't
Not
drank.
s- I like it's open and
you haven't
not
drank
7.
When's the last time you
I-
drank?
Yeah.
It could
I-
be 6, 5, 4.
6.5.
6.5.
Whatever. Yeah. Right before midnight, just
Is
stop.
this yeah?
Last time we did the podcast, I drank. All right, at your own risk. Last time we did the podcast, I drank, and then I didn't drink until New Year's. I had a drink on New Year's night, just because
Because you were sick and you want to feel sicker? No.
Yeah, no, I just had a fucking rough day. And
Yeah.
I was like, you
Yeah.
know what? I'm going to be gentle with myself. Like, I haven't drank in a minute, and I'm going to have a fucking drink tonight.
Yeah.
And it was fine. And I haven't drank since then. You know what I mean? It was just kind of.
All right.
It's like, I'm not, like,
Oh, wait.
trying to fucking.
I'm not worried about getting sick.
Get fucked
It wasn't
up.
like a bad problem. You know what I mean? I wasn't destroying my life with alcohol or anything like that. So I'm just doing it. I stopped accepting blood. Let me put it in
Stop
terms.
accepting blood.
Remember we were talking about? It's like either you take a break from drinking or you accept blood.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because it's shit
yeah,
and
yeah,
blood.
yeah. I remember now.
Yeah, so I'm not accepting blood anymore. Is
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
my
yeah.
thing. But so yeah, I had a drink. It's just trying to redefine my relationship with alcohol
Yeah.
and balance it back out. You know what I mean? Like I had a long the last 2 or 3 years I've been drinking like you know, like every fucking day, and it's like, all right, time to quit that
Yeah.
and kind of like just focus on, you know,
Ken-
not
Yeah.
having to use that as a crutch all the
Oh
fucking
well, let's
time.
talk. Hey, let's talk about Mr. Sober over here now.
The first night I met
Taylor drank-
and hung out
just
with
drink
Taylor
more than me.
was the last time that he drank ever.
Yeah.
We'd worked together at Jimmy John's, and you took like a 500
500 milligram like Kool-Aid packet
Yeah.
of Kool-Aid, and it's like mix it in a cup and drink it, dude. So
But
I
you were
did.
already drinking alcohol too, though.
Yeah, I already had my regular though, like beers. I'll drive around, whatever. It was pretty normal for me. And yeah, I mean,
And then what
he
happened?
He forgot that he had to cover for Galen because Galen had a podcast, so he was gonna come back to the store and close out the last hour with me. And then he showed up and like I remember thinking it was like he's like dancing and singing to the music
He's-
while we're working. I was like, he has such great energy. Like he's such a vibrant, good, positive. I didn't realize he was fucked up out of his
any
mind.
normal person would have been trashed at that point, not
Yeah.
doing anything.
I just
probably.
remember we ran out of bread, and then he's like, you know what? Fuck this. And he grabbed the wheat bread and he just like threw it on the ground. He's like, I'll clean it up tomorrow. I opened. It's like, let's just get out of here. Let's get more beers and like get the fuck out of here. And I
Oh,
was
and
like,
you left
all
the
right,
place
you're
a mess, and
He's
then
like, you're the general manager. I will do whatever you tell me to
Well,
do.
and then-
Really managing.
Well, 5 in the morning. 5 in the morning. I'm getting calls from the jail.
We go out. I was gonna go to the creek to go to the mic, and then he goes, "Oh, I'll drive you down there." So we get a couple of tall boys from the market, and we get into his truck, and we're driving, and then we're outside of his house, and I'm new to I just gotten
Yeah.
here, So I was like, we're just parked in the middle of the street. And I was like, what are we doing? He's like, I don't know. What are we doing at my house? And I was like, what the fuck? It's like, we're going to the creek in the cave. And he's like, did I need something from here? He's like, fuck it. Who cares? I'm good. And he just starts driving and he's blaring rap music. And he has his Michelada hanging outside of the driver's side. And he's just rapping to the music and driving to creek. Yeah. And I was just like, oh shit. Like, he's like fucked up. Like, I didn't realize what level. Yeah. And we got to creek and I just remember we were both in our Jimmy John's outfits. So I was like, it's obvious that I'm with Taylor, you know, like we came here together. And I was like, I'm gonna go like grab a beer or whatever. He's like, yeah, I'll see you in a second. And then I remember coming back like 20 minutes later and he was like, the thing about comedy is to a bunch of comedians. And I was like, oh no, dude, that's the worst. You know what I mean? And then Galen showed up.
Shit.
And then Galen showed up and he was like, oh, fuck, Taylor is fucked up. And I was like, dude, I know. And he's like, we got to get him out of here. So we got him out of Creek. And then we were trying to be like, hey, Taylor, like, you want us to drive you home and then you can come back for your truck? And he goes, I'm not a fucking pussy.
Yes.
I'm driving my truck home. Like, and we were like, all right, bro. And Galen was like, hey, look, I don't really want to take you anywhere. I just offered to be a nice guy.
And then fill us in between that time and when I got to call at 5 a.m. from the fucking jail.
Well, me and Galen go home and then, yeah, you.
No, just
I don't know what happened.
Well, I'm saying
that's him.
Just be quick.
I don't
be
really
quick.
know what happened either, dude. But
No,
all
the
I know
the
is-
cop
What do
asked
you
you, "What are you
remember
doing
from that
now?"
night?
Just be quick.
Yeah, I like come to. I guess I'm in my truck. I'm pulled over on the side of the road. It turns out there's a highway. These cops are like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, I don't know.
No,
And
I
they're
thought.
like, well, what are you doing going to? I don't know. They were
San
like,
Marcos? Was
Yeah,
it-
like, what are you doing on your way to San Marcos or something? And I was like, I have no idea.
But I thought you asked the cops, "What am I doing here?"
What am I doing?
Like you were
Yeah,
like,
they told
ask
me
her
where
that.
I am or where I was. See, I barely remember.
Because I remember you telling
told
me
me-
saying where you were asking the cops where you were going. You're like, "Where am I going?"
So I think I was.
What are we
already
doing
pulled
at my
over.
house?
Yeah.
You guys, why are we at my house
Why
right
are we
now?
back at my house?
Anyway,
I think I was already on the side of the road.
that
and
was
they
the last night he
showed
drank.
up.
He hasn't drank since
They
then.
were
sober.
like, well, just so you know, like both of your left tires are blown completely, and I had no idea what was going on.
You're like, who did that?
Yeah, I was pretty
Oh,
much.
did you
like,
see who
really?
did it?
Wait, are you telling me someone hit me?
I would like to file a report if you're here.
While you're here, sir.
Oh my God.
I know. I should have been like, "Did you guys see that?" And they'd have been like, "No, we're trying to figure out." And I could have made it.
Which, by the
whole
way,
thing.
has your voice always sounded like this?
I don't know. The years of drinking and drugging.
Like, has your
I
voice
guess.
actually changed into just sounding fucked up all the time?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes. I don't know.
When my mom visited,
normal
she
to me.
she commented on
Yeah.
your voice. She could be like, his voice is different. He's got that tone where you can tell.
I could just see like a cop being like, "You got anything to drink?" You're like, "Nah, man."
Maybe one.
But what's
Yeah, it
impressive-
changed your life, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an
so
experience.
Now talk about.
That was wild night in jail. I just called my boss and Ross and like all the numbers I knew. They let me out for a second to get my phone and get some numbers. And then I just remember like because they like have like this section in the middle of the room outside of like the stalls or whatever, the
Cells?
cells. Stalls, yeah. And cells. And it's like risen up. So they like hand me down my phone, and I just remember I just left my phone on the counter. So they were just looking at me like I should hand it to them, and I left it. I was not in a good mood
Yeah.
at all. But
My
you
two
know,
left tires are blown. They don't know who did it. I'm in fucking jail.
seriously gotta find this
sucks.
guy. Now I'm locked up.
He was like, man, last thing I remember, I was just drinking some Kool-Aid, and now I'm in jail.
yeah, why am I
You're going
here?
around. You're going around to the other prisoners. Did you blow out my tires?
Yeah, it was this guy.
Did you fucking trash my car?
This guy's been sleeping the whole time. What's he been up to?
Yeah. This guy over here pretending like he's sleeping.
Yeah, it was I don't know, it was cool, I guess.
Anyway,
It
so
was a good reminder too to be in jail. Like these are some people.
This was, like,
in jail,
nine
you know?
months
It's
ago?
like a nice reminder. Like this is not where I need to be
Yeah.
at all. You know.
this is like March,
Yeah.
second week of March, right? First week of
Yeah,
March.
I got
Last
here
day
March
drinking, March
4th, so
13th.
this was March 5th.
Oh, really? The
Wow.
day
It
after
was
you got
my
here?
first day at Jimmy John's. I had just
Damn.
landed, and I was my first day at work, yeah.
Holy shit.
Gnarly.
Yeah, and I had just met Taylor briefly to like get me like onto the computer and shit. So I talked to him for 5 minutes. He's like, "Yeah, welcome aboard. Here's your login information. I'll see you around." And then Monday, I fucking.
It'd be great if you just.
I worked with them, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is our boss. This is insane."
If you just thought that
I think
was,
I'm gonna fit in around here. I think I'm gonna be just fine.
if you just thought that was the closing procedure for Jimmy John's the whole time, you're like, well, it's 10 o'clock. Just start throwing bread down and dancing.
Look,
like, let's get fucking beers.
I've worked at several Jimmy John's prior to this one. Yeah, and
It's not
nothing
that
as
far
crazy
off.
as this.
God.
So I was like, that was the most.
Oh my god.
I was like, Jimmy John's has really changed since the last time I was working for this company. Holy shit.
Inspire bottom.
Dude, Jimmy John's is
so-
Jimmy John's is fucking crazy.
But you guys, I think, have known each other longer than most of your people that you know, right?
I've known him for like 4 years now, at least.
How did you meet this guy?
From Jimmy John's.
You just
John's.
working?
Yeah, he just. I was delivering on
had
my
just started right before
bicycle,
me.
and I had just started working there. This was 2018, I guess.
No, this was
19.
Well, we're in 2023 now.
2019.
24 now. Jeez.
19, I think. The beginning, 2019.
yeah, February 2019.
Yeah.
What do you think of Ross when he first showed up?
Yeah, what was your first impression of Russ?
This guy's a lot, you know. Yeah, but there's not a single fucking person like him in the world.
There's
so-
not.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah.
It's true.
This guy is a lot. That is a very nice way to say it. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's a really good way
My
to
goal,
say it.
my goal would be to just like have like 3 more of you just do the podcast, and we slowly just back out of the room and just let you 4 go
Well,
crazy.
when the reality shows first came around, like 15, 20 years ago, a couple people were like, man, there should be a camera on you at all times. Just like Truman Show, you know? And I was like, you know.
You're one of those guys.
Dude, when we went to see Royal Blood with Joe,
Yeah.
the other Joe, I don't.
Yeah.
I just like
Joe
he's,
Cool.
He's such a character, and Ross is such a character. I was like, this is like the modern Cheech and Chong. Like, if you put these two together on a screen, it would be the funniest.
Totally.
I like the story how
It
they
would
thought he
be
was
a
David.
It would be
pairing
hilarious.
for characters.
Yeah.
Speaking of Joe, I like the story when you guys went to the P-Funk, and because I told him you guys went to P-Funk, and she knew the back, you know, his girlfriend knew the bass player. Anyway,
Drummer.
and they're like, oh, and they tell Joe Cool, we'll call him Joe Cool. They're like, hey, because I have that saved as my phone as Joe Cool, even
Nice.
though, not instead of his last
So
name.
it's official.
Yeah, so it's official. Joe Cool is who we're referring to now. And they're like, hey, you look like my friend Dave, and they're like, oh yeah, your friend Dave
Oh,
is
yeah, you wanna
Dave
see a picture
Grohl.
of my
It's
friend
like-
Dave?
Yeah, like so the band player like, oh, you look like my friend Dave.
His goatee and his hair all in his face.
It's like, yeah, we know who Dave Grohl is. It's like, you know,
You get it.
but he does when you think about it. You're like, oh, he does look like Dave Grohl. But
It was cool. They wanted us to come party, and it was just late, and we had to work the next morning. And Linda has already like chilled with them a bunch.
Yeah.
But I'm like, damn, this is our last tour. That was like, but they're like they party. They didn't get back to
That
the
was the
hotel
last
room till
P-Funk
like 4
tour?
or 5. They said.
Yeah.
you're saying
Yeah.
P-Funk's
We talked
never
to them.
touring again?
This is their last. That's at least George Clinton.
Yeah.
I mean, but like George Clinton is P-Funk. He
Yeah,
put
I know.
together Parliament and Funkadelic.
Yeah. Like I was saying, I saw it
Combined
in
the
like
2 bands.
I saw it in like '99 or 2000 or something.
He's got, dude. They were selling a songbook from like, dude, I don't want to misquote it, but it was like from like 56 to 2023.
How long he's
or
been on
something.
stage?
The songs. It was just like a catalog.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a book, a hardcover book, and I think 56. Something crazy like that. It was a long ass time. He's
Damn.
82.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he's
he's
out there.
old,
He
dude.
sits a lot, but dude, when he gets up, he's fucking yelling and getting around. It's gnarly. And then he'll do this thing where he just takes his mic, puts it on like the guitar or the fucking horns, and then just tells the sound guy,
Turn it up.
so it's just like he's like fighting the feedback and shit. It was live, dude.
Like when I went, because you know weed's pretty much legal everywhere now. Like when I went, like everyone was having to sneak the weed, like because we're in like seats, everyone's standing. But like there was people getting like pulled out of the concert, getting kicked out for smoking weed. But even though the whole crowd's smoking, but like it's just sneaking around because there's people like he could smoke on stage, but at the time they were kicking people out of the club for smoking weed and now anyone can you can
Well,
just,
people
you can
vape
smoke it for
now,
the
too,
police
so it's
station
like-
now, and it's like. Is it even illegal? And I mean, it's
not here.
You get a ticket even for
What?
weed in Austin. If I'm like smoking a joint, cops are usually not gonna fuck with you, but like if there
It's
was a guy,
decriminalized, but I think it's still like a misdemeanor or something.
you get, like, a fine?
It's
Like a
not like
ticket?
California where it's an infraction, because an infraction would be a ticket.
They would kick you out of Moody if you lit up in there in the ACL Live Theater.
well, yeah, you can't
know?
light up any smoke. Can you vape in Moody Theater?
I mean, you
I
can vape
was.
wherever you want.
Yeah, well, that's true.
yeah.
So yeah, that's the best too, because we were, and it's we had great seats in the mezzanine. This is where like they reserve for like the guests, and we have hard copy tickets.
Nice.
To pick them up. So
That's
I'm,
cool.
Like, saving those.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was a good one. Like, and then Linda like barely knew who they were. She didn't know who they were when she met him, the drummer.
That's
And
It's
so
interesting
even
to be
she
like,
barely
wow.
knows who they are. Like when she went to get the ticket, she's like, "We're here for psychedelic." That's what she said. I was like, "Oh." The lady laughed though. Gave us her tickets.
oh
It
damn.
was pretty funny. Yeah.
Wow. Well,
But it was awesome. It wasn't for her, dude. We would have been there.
But that's
That
gotta
shit
feel
was
good if
dope.
you're like
that's so
a
it's,
known person and someone likes you just because like a normie doesn't even like know who you are. Like like what was it? Did you watch the Beckham freaking Victoria Beckham thing, whatever the David Beckham thing? Anyway, like she doesn't watch soccer. Anyway, never mind. We don't need to talk
David
about it.
Beckham's wife.
When they met, like she wasn't like even she's
Into
not into
soccer?
soccer, but she
Yeah.
likes him for not that for
Oh,
any other
yeah,
reason, like
for
stuff like
sure.
that where
His
people are.
money.
Yeah, she doesn't like him for his ability to play
muscles.
soccer, just his good looks,
Yeah,
his muscles,
well, because
his
he
money.
was a model and he's
Well, it must feel good
she's-
to be humble.
most comics' girlfriends, like they don't
Just
like
feel
comedy, but they
Yeah.
go to all the fucking shows
Well,
with
that's
their
what I'm saying.
boyfriends.
I
Well,
hate having a girlfriend at a show. I
Well,
fucking hate it.
yeah. So remember when Mike was here, he was saying that his girl, would be with him every single show, before they split up.
That
And
sounds terrible to me.
Yeah.
so. Like, what
yeah.
about you? You're a no name. We're not gonna ask her name. Nah.
Well, it's
nah.
terrible because like sometimes you bomb and then like you're like trying to have sex later, and like I've I've literally bombed and not been able to get hard later because I just can't like.
Because your head
you're
is
thinking
just
about
saw
the
me,
bomb,
She
yeah.
saw me be really insecure and like just bad at what I was doing,
Yeah.
And it's just it's
That's
horrible.
interesting.
So now I just lie. I go, I fucking murdered.
Of course I did. You
And then I
say
could
to
be-
her,
I
what do
could
you
be-
think, baby?
I can be as hard as I want. She doesn't know.
Yeah, and then he's having sex with her, and you're like, yeah, you like that? And she's like, yeah, you're murdering right now. You're murdering my pussy, baby.
But I think it's a good.
Just don't ask me where I'm from.
Ask me where I'm
yeah.
Ask me where I'm from.
Yeah.
I think it's good, to act as if you are the person you want to be, instead of being like, being the whole loser talk, just like, yeah, I'm cool, I'm great.
I'm sorry, I don't want to
Everyone loves me.
interrupt you, but I just realized that the computer
I know.
overlords gave you fucking earrings on both
Oh,
your
yeah, dude.
ears.
Hell
Your
yeah.
ears are pierced,
You
though,
have-
right?
No, I
No,
don't
it
have
doesn't
any-
have pierced ears.
No.
Neither does Ross
I
from
thought-
Friends. So I was like, the computer's like, oh yeah, this guy for sure is
Like
rocking double
Black
fucking ears.
steel,
Yeah,
like
black-
gunmetal.
Yeah.
Not dangling at all, just very tight.
black
Just
earrings.
The nice hoops.
Yeah, I have cool dark hoops.
Hell yeah, dude.
No, I'm just looking. I noticed that Joe has gray hair in his beard, and you guys don't have gray hair yet. So I'm liking the gray hairs. All these non-grays,
Yeah, we're fucking
I don't know
old.
how people. Well, I see some people. They're like 40 years old.
You really
not
like
a
to
gray.
divide. You're like, oh, the people who don't wipe or have a bidet
I
or whatever.
think
You're
black
very
and-
like
well,
you like to
I
separate people.
like
And be like,
black and
oh,
white.
you,
I do.
gross.
I want to put everyone in a box and then appreciate all the boxes. I like all the boxes.
Yeah,
you
look
know?
at all my
Even the
boxes.
Asian ones?
Dude, I used to play favorites.
It's a to-go box.
One summer I worked at like a grill at like this country club for the pool for all the kids that are like 12, 13, 14 coming in there, on their parents' little code to get free food. And I would play favorites sometimes. I was like, oh no, like he's like
He's what?
I would, instead of just treating everyone evenly, sometimes if some kid was being like bad, I'd be like, hey man, like they're being a lot cooler than you. I would like tell people like, oh, you're my favorite because of this. And somebody like, I'm not your favorite. Like, not today, you're not. Like, I would like put people, I would rake people. I'd be like, this is, I'm just, sometimes I like to do that. I think everyone should be like, hey, like, you're my best friend. I love you,
You know who
also, but
also-
you're just a little bit lower.
You know who also like to rank people?
I don't want to know. Epstein?
My
He likes
biggest.
to put people in
Are you talking about
boxes, box
Epstein?
cars,
Is that who you're talking about?
trains.
Epstein?
Ooh, you guys excited about the list? You guys excited about the list?
Epstein?
What are you talking about?
Hitler, dude.
Hitler.
Are you guys excited about the list? The names are dropping soon.
I mean,
I'm very
I
excited.
was
dude,
looking.
yeah.
Schindler's
major
List?
drum
No,
roll.
okay, all right. I'm sorry.
I wish my name was on there. I was like, yeah, I'm that cool. I'd be like, that'd be on my resume. Like, I was on the Epstein list.
Dude,
Like,
so
I'm
many-
somebody.
So many people are going to Photoshop their names on the Epstein list.
Yeah, seriously, like the resume builder you get for that, you're like,
Dude,
oh,
if
you
your
were
name
there?
was,
It's a
if
good
your name
excuse
was
to
on
skip
that
town.
list, people would just
Yeah.
see it and be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Who the fuck is Ross Krieger?"
I'd be like,
Then they look you up and see the mugshot and be like, "Oh, they got him."
And then they find this podcast.
They see this podcast. Yeah.
I like how your mugshot says "they arrested me" on it, and like in a cool like blue and red font.
Yeah, whatever
like a very
website.
playful.
Your mugshot, when you look it up, it's like a website that's like, they arrested me. I don't
Like they
know.
made an example of you on some website. And they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"They
he
got
was in
me."
some paper that you get at the gas station.
Yeah,
Those,
yeah. Or one of those people who steal and they have their mugshot up like on the cash register.
Oh
you know?
yeah,
like
dude.
do not let these people in the store.
86 list.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Damn. Well, yeah.
So,
Well, okay. So, are you still leaving?
I'm leaving. Yeah,
Look how much fun we're having, though. You gonna
Yeah.
leave all this behind?
man.
leaving.
Twice a month.
Damn,
It's
dude.
not enough for me to stay. I'm sorry.
Damn. He's
Well,
leaving, man. He's
I'm
leaving
leaving.
us.
Going back to San
you
Diego.
could, well, I mean, if you survive the flight, I mean,
Jesus.
I hope it explodes just for that, and then I hope you feel responsible.
I'll be like,
Can't wait
be
for the
like,
next
you know,
episode.
Oh my god. Yeah. So Rafa's leaving us for San Diego. Are you still leaving on the 17th?
No, I leave on the 20th for Chicago, and then I'm in Chicago till the 28th, and then I'm back in San Diego.
You're going straight from Chicago to San Diego.
Yep,
All right.
flying with all my stuff.
Damn. What are you gonna do for work out there?
Yeah, well, I was gonna work at the Comedy Store, but I wasn't invited back
Yeah,
because one of the managers there doesn't like me.
Let's have Ross call him and talk to him. Smooth things over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ross will work it out.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I will call you guys
I'll
every
also go down
day
there
until you
personally.
hire my friend. Like, the best thing is just persistence. That's how Scientology got their fucking, their tax exempt thing. They were just going after the IRS, just, brute forcing them. We would go to people's houses and harass individual IRS agents. Eventually, like, fine, here's your tax exempt status. That's how you get the world done one by one. It's not, don't attack a group, you attack individuals. Just like everything. Sorry, you can talk. I can keep going. All right. So, for example, like, sports, like I was watching sports with Galen last night. He's like, oh, this shit's rigged. I'm like, I'm sure no matter what sport, what game, or politics, everything at some point is someone's got their finger on someone like, hey, lean this direction. You maybe not controlling it, but like to the point where like, I have always believed like mafia still runs the whole fucking world. At some point where you're like, hey, like even if you're in the politics, like, hey, we know everything about you and lean this direction or something, bad things happen. By the way, enjoy your salary and your power to make rules. Just side with us on these things, because nothing's illegal if the rules aren't there. Like, you could cheat the fucking stock market, but as long as the rules, make it legal, then it's fine. Like,
What you're saying is all good, but what does this have to do with me going to San Diego? I'm just trying to keep up with where we are here because I don't want to add to this conversation without knowing the context of what I'm getting myself into.
I don't remember where this thing started.
Yeah, I didn't really.
Well, Taylor's like, what are we talking about today? I was like, I don't
Also,
know.
while you were on that, I was trying to think. Earlier, we sidestepped onto the fishing thing, but I forgot what we were on. Did we ever get back to the main
schools. I was talking about schooling because someone was talking about how the public schools where
Right,
we were
critical
from
race theory.
were
Race
better
theory.
than the. See, it all
All right.
comes back to race,
Cool,
doesn't
cool,
it?
cool.
And you know what? I don't like by the word race because what if you run races, you're not a
a racist?
racist? Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm a racist. I run races all the time. Be like, no, race,
No, you're a runner. You're not a race. Yeah, if you run races, you're a runner.
Oh, easy with the hard R.
What if you
Runner, sorry.
what
My
if
bad.
what if you walk a race? You're a walker?
Yeah. Texas Ranger.
What if you do a race, you're saying whatever mode of transportation is what you call the race.
I'm just saying
not
no one's
that
going to
I'm a
call it
racer.
races.
I'm a race car driver, so I'm a racist because I race.
Yeah.
I mean, we can sit here and try to make it work all night long.
I'm just saying ethnicist, that should be the word. Like this guy's, I don't want to talk about it, but I'm still kind of confused at how to refer to people's ethnicity versus colors and
Why
names.
do you have to refer to them by
No,
their
because
ethnicity?
we talk because if you fill out a thing, it's like, what are you, white, black, or Latino? I'm like, wait, when did the names and the colors get mixed up here? Why don't we have like all like if I'm should be like Northern European.
There's also a box that
stuff,
says
but-
I don't want to answer to.
I know, but like in general, people talk about being racist.
There should be a box that says all of the above.
I'm like, this color is white. None of us no one's white. Everyone's pretty, we're all, different ethnicities. Like, I'm from like Russia, like Germany, you're from Brazil.
I can't wait for the day where instead
we
of
all have a similar skin tone.
like a little box that you check off, they're just like, put semen sample here, and they do like a 23andMe on you.
See, I
they
think
tell you.
when it comes to skin tone, it
figure
should
it
be
out."
like, do you burn easily? Do you turn red, or do you get tan? Or
Yeah.
we're all pretty similar skin color. So people act like everything's so different. I'm like, we all, under
but a lot of times there's no need to be that specific. Like when someone says Asian, you don't really need to know if it's like Korean or Japanese or
Russian.
Chinese or whatever. Or
If like
A lot of
Josh
times it doesn't
shaved his
matter.
face and put on a suit,
God.
you could be like, yeah, Josh is a white guy. You could be a white guy. You could all be white guys. Just like if you shave,
If you look like a presentable
If you guys all
member of
shave-
society,
No,
then he
you.
could really pass.
if you guys all shave, put on.
If you really
suits.
tried hard enough, Josh, you could be white like us.
If all you guys shave,
You're
just
one
like
suit away.
Rafa, are you white? You're from Brazil. You're not white.
My family's technically Italian and
You're South American.
from Sicily. So like if I spend time in the sun, I get tan like Northern Italian or Southern Italians do.
But you refer to yourself.
But that
as
doesn't
white?
make me
You're white.
it doesn't
Are
make
Italians
me
white?
like
Yeah.
ethnic or like a brown person.
Are Italians
just because I
white?
get tan sometimes.
Are Italians considered white?
I'd call them white. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're white people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When does the
I mean, they're
What do you
considered
call-
European. Italians are considered European people, which are predominantly white. Like when you call like people like European, you think of a white person.
Yeah.
So I mean, I am Brazilian, and a lot of Brazilians are brown, but I am an Italian Brazilian,
Yeah.
which makes me a white Brazilian. It still works the same down there as it does anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
I don't pass as like Marcus at work was like. He was like, all right, I'm going to start this phrase, and then you finish it. Salt and vin. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing
Classic.
not doing that. He's like, no, you're Brazilian. Like, you could pass. And I was like, I'm not saying it, dude.
That's his bit. You're Brazilian. Say the N-word now. Do it.
All right, so
Well, at least we have you to solve all these
So,
problems.
this guy's sober. You just stopped drinking.
Yeah, I'm taking a different approach to it. Yeah.
I've quit smoking cigarettes, and I don't even vape anything anymore. Like I'll smoke a couple bong hits. I smoke just green leaf weed, and that's it now. And still,
How's your sperm, dude? So have you been?
we never did
Does it look
the
different?
motility test.
would you
or
be
whatever,
down to
the
do that? Are
virility,
you-
virility,
Are
and
you down to
motility.
do that though? We should do it.
Sure, I should have done it before I quit smoking, right? But
Oh, okay. Yeah,
To see the
compare and
difference?
contrast? Yeah,
I should
yeah,
go
yeah.
smoke a pack a day for a month again, real quick.
He just
to
found a
get it.
reason to smoke again.
No,
Nice.
the fact I can get fucked up and not smoke is just I never thought it was possible.
That's good, man. Congratulations. Yeah.
And it's like I didn't have anything, I was like any sort of craving trail offs
pretty
or weird kind of nauseous-y thing. It just
That's nice.
I always tell people it's easy to quit anything, just don't buy it. And then try to avoid people that do it for a couple weeks, like whether it's drinking or smoking. And then after a couple weeks, you can it takes 2 weeks to form a regular habit or something like that. At least 2 weeks every day can form a regular habit.
Man, I just went to 4 music festivals in a row. I quit drinking the 13th of March. So that happened. I went to jail. I didn't drink for a week. And then I went to see my dad and had like alcohol and just chilled. But I was like, this is my last booze. And, it was fine. I like just had a couple and chilled, But that was it. What were we saying?
Well, it's like you probably just felt like you were done. Like there were probably other times where like you should have quit, but you're like, no, I'm not. Like I'm still going down.
Yeah, well, I
you know?
still
tried to
it
quit
had
a year
been- For
ago.
years, it had been trying to control it.
Yeah.
And this is just like, all right, I can control it if I just don't do it. And who
Yeah,
knows,
yeah.
maybe one day, but right now it's serving me so well, not.
Yeah.
That it's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I
Plus-
wouldn't even.
I mean, I didn't know you
kind of
before,
afraid
but
The
of it
money
a little
is-
bit,
yeah.
honestly, and I just know how it goes. Like I've done this a little bit at a time, only on the weekends, and then I'm drinking every day, or I'm waking up on the side of the highway.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just get I don't know. It's like old news.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't know. It's time for this shit.
There's no reason. That's why I feel bad for people who like want to quit, but they haven't hit the bottom yet.
Yeah.
That sucks. A shitty place to be.
It's nice to be able to quit without hitting the bottom, but if the bottom doesn't make you quit, then you can always go lower. Everyone's like, oh, life can't get worse. It can always get worse.
It
Trust
can
me.
always get worse.
You show me someone that says their life can't get worse, I'll just start poking them. They won't like that.
You're just poking like a legless, armless, blind guy. You're like, yeah, see? Yeah. Yeah.
It's like that Monty Python that keeps chopping his arms off. Hey, come back here.
Yeah, it's me.
The guy's like,
flesh
dude.
wound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life can always get worse, and it can always get better too. But
How are the RC cars going?
I busted them out at New Year's for the neighbors, and then
Fuck
I
yeah.
broke it because he's like, "I'll pay you." I was like, "No, it's fine, whatever." But
He broke it?
no, I broke it. I don't know. I was like handed to the kids, and I was basically with them, and it doesn't matter.
It's broke.
I mean, they come with all these replacement parts to like put the snap the leg back on. Yeah, but I haven't been doing it. Just like anything, just like the VR. Oh, I was all excited. I bought it like before the second podcast. I haven't used it. I used it for a week and a half. I haven't touched it since. Like,
Really?
I haven't used it.
Oh, he made a positive step in his life. He asked Galen to move out so he can finally get renovations done on the house,
how'd
and he
that
can have
go?
ladies over.
Congratulations,
And
man.
Yeah, and he's
It's a
gonna
positive
get
step.
and yeah, it's. I'm looking forward.
Are you
to
excited
living-
about it?
I'm looking forward to living alone here in a couple months coming up. When he gets his new place, and then I'll, probably still watch his dog if he needs it. If he's gonna go on a comedy tour and stuff.
Let him stay there occasionally, like a week or two if he needs to. I don't know. Just leave his stuff there. I don't know. Just
Yeah.
doing a bit where you didn't change it all. No, that's not gonna happen. I mean, yeah, you're doing all right.
Well,
No, that'll be nice, man. Yeah.
'cause I haven't lived alone since I was like 24. Back when I played poker, I had money. I lived alone. It was like whatever. But since then, I've always kind of lived somewhere, had a roommate just to make it easier. And plus, it's nice to not be alone. But
You're gonna be way more productive.
But yeah,
you might actually
I
put
think.
like doors on the cabinets and shit.
I might just tear them all down and buy new ones too.
There you go. Yeah.
There's a whole lot. Like what I want to do is, it'd be nice to just build like a little granny pod out in the backyard, like a self-contained living unit. Then Airbnb your place for like $175 a night, and then like South by Southwest, rent it for like $2,000 for the week or something, and still have a vacant house a lot of the time. Now it'll be clean, empty, and like livable because you have to have a certain standard for Airbnb. I don't know if I'm gonna.
You
do
think
all
if
this,
you
but
did that, you could give up the bag boy life? You could just stop working at Jimmy John's?
I told him I don't want to quit. I like it. I do it because I'm happy.
He loves
I,
the game,
I told
dude.
him I want to quit. I like it.
No, I don't want to quit. Like I said, I might get my real estate license again and start either doing property management or maybe try to get some business because I like doing property management and you can manage other people's stuff. Like my mom and her friends, the people that do rentals, they don't do it themselves necessarily. They have people that kind of fill them and rent them for them and do most of the stuff and just kind of keep them up to date. And you pay people a fee. And I used to be someone that would help and get a certain fee. So I'm thinking about doing that here in Austin too, because a lot of the places are short-term rentals here, and they need people that know what they're doing to help do it. I just refused forever, because I just was like, I don't want to do it, but I think I'm going to do that. And I like working at Jimmy John's doing what I do. I think I enjoy it. There's a reason. I mean, I don't.
Chill.
Yeah, I really am happy there. I wish I wasn't. Like I wish.
Probably exciting. You never know like what deranged criminal they're gonna hire next. Or what's gonna happen.
Definitely, we
Oh
hire
my
felons.
God.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
it's
It's like
crazy.
exclusively just
well, when I started, it was
Vodka
exclusively.
Charlie, PCP
well,
Jeremy.
most of the people that start
PCP Jeremy, R.I.P. yeah.
I've worked at 2 locations,
No, he's
and
fine.
they always
Who
have
else
people
did
that
we
live
have?
in a sober halfway house. There's always half the employees are from a sober halfway house, just like your old roommate, that guy.
Vodka Charlie.
Fucking
Vodka
Marcus is working to the sober house. They have a curfew. They have to, if they get locked out, if they're not home by like 11, you're
10,
like,
yeah.
you're like, are you shitting me? If you come home after that, you're locked out and they kick you out of the
Yeah.
house, and you're like, I pay rent here, and you're telling me I have a curfew like a fucking
Yeah,
child.
well, man.
Trying to keep him out of trouble.
accountability, man.
So,
Haven't
so
earned
just
your
get
freedom
drunk
yet.
during the day and then fucking go back? No.
Yeah, it's also like the benefits them to turn over too. I think it's a huge moneymaker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Those
and-
kind
and
of
they
sober
are
houses,
exempt.
Yeah,
So they used
whoever
to-
owns that's making a.
There used to be a
Yeah,
rule
buck.
you couldn't have
Yeah.
Yeah,
six or
it's $850 per
Yeah,
person,
it's
and there's
great.
3 people in a room.
I know.
Fuck.
So they used to. The rules
a
are
lot of money,
occupancy
bro.
rules. You can only have
And they
6
all
or
do the
7.
You're supposed to try to get off heroin in that
So-
kind of situation. Like it's impossible.
It sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are other.
Also, there's a ton of
options.
drugs going through those places anyway. Like there's no.
Oh, yeah,
Well, they
the
get
amount of
around the
people that are
law that
fucked
there's
up
you can only have
living out
6 or
there,
7
yeah.
unrelated. You can only have 6 or 7 unrelated people in a house. But the sober house gets
didn't know
around the
that.
law, and you can have like as many as you want, 20 fucking people. And so
Nice.
that's how they can game the rental income system because it goes past the law.
You
if
really
you're doing
should
that.
be voting, dude.
Oh,
You
well,
know a lot of shit.
I know a lot of shit, but I'm fine just keeping it in my own head and listening. Like, you know,
Fuck everybody else. Fuck my
Yeah,
community.
just
I
try to
like learning
complain
shit.
and watch it
No, I
happen.
always wanted to be involved in politics, but then you're like, man, like it's so. I know, like
These people just shave their beards and put on suits.
if I ever got enough power, I'd find out that somewhere behind the scenes someone's pulling strings, and I don't, you know, I'm sure people are getting threatened to create laws all the time. It's not just payoffs. It's like, here's a lot of money, and we'll fucking kill you. So just go ahead and sign it. They're like,
Well, going
"Love it, good
back
deal."
to the Epstein thing, a lot of them molest children and then they use it as blackmail.
Yeah. Has
Does that
against
come
each
out
other,
already?
you know?
The Epstein list?
It's coming out soon. A judge ordered
Yeah,
that
of
it be
course.
released.
All that
I
shit
think in New
happens.
York. I'm not sure.
You don't think like
Yeah.
some random NBA game? They're like, listen, no one cares about this game. Just do what you can to call these fouls, and you know everything will be fine, and you'll get the money. Here you go. Just you know, if you don't, if it looks like
Break
you
your
are,
legs.
I mean, you know that happens anywhere, whether it's in making laws, government, politics, games, like you know, shit. Walking down the street, someone might rob you. You know, give me your shit. It's all just like threats, and people usually give in. Sure, take everything. Just leave me alone. I mean, even in a job, you know, oh, we'll fire you if you don't fucking do this. And then eventually it's like, you know what? Here's money. Here's $100,000, and we like you. But if you don't listen to us, we might fucking ruin your life, you know?
Yeah.
You know, so anyway.
So, was that a positive? Is there?
No, the world is.
I feel very negative after that. I feel very hopeless.
it's
and
it's a hard knock life, isn't it? You know, it's a rough world we live in where you really like, you know, you just gotta
Oh, there you go.
hope that. the
It's
world looks out for
Israel's
you.
worst nightmare.
Oh, God.
What are you guys looking at?
Is Hamas behind
Oh,
releasing the list?
Shit.
Oh shit! Oh shit, dude! Chess. Hamas is playing chess now. Wow. Wow. Oh, what does Jimmy Kimmel have to say?
Oh, God, yeah.
I was never there.
Well, so I feel like this hour's probably up pretty soon, isn't it?
Are you keeping time?
Well, I just want to see if
Yeah,
we're
like
going
8
to talk
minutes.
about some stuff here. Like, you know, we got Taylor here. We kind of talked about being sober, you know, and
It's a
you
good
just did it.
life.
I think it'd be a plan. I don't think I'll ever sober up, but I think if I just only drink for occasions, like if I only drink socially and not by myself, that could be a rule. That's a good rule to follow. I don't know.
Sure.
Like, do you drink?
I don't really have a problem with. I don't have a problem with anything now, which is kind of nice. I have a lot, and well, here's the thing: is like I'm a pussy, and I hate feeling shitty. So when something makes me feel really shitty, I just don't do it anymore because I don't want to feel miserable.
That's
I hate
smart.
It. I fucking hate it. Like being hungover or just coming down or
Man,
whatever.
that's
you know,
nice.
it's awful. So I just don't want to do
They
it anymore.
have that.
I
To
like
me-
feeling comfortable and happy.
Yeah, me too now.
Yeah,
It took
it's
me
nice.
forever to figure that out.
Yeah.
I just got tired of it, man. I partied so hard in my 20s, like, and my teens. Like, I started doing heroin when I was 17 years old. I did
Cool guy
heroin
alert.
and meth and shit until I was like 23. And ever since then, it's just like the alcohol is the only thing that's been like dragging on me. And it's been like this fucking
too.
back and forth battle. And just
You're doing heroin at 13? What do you do when you're high on heroin and you're 13 years old?
I was 17, 16.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I was in high school, but yeah. So I'm just, man, it just after a while it just becomes like a chore to fucking drink all the
back.
fucking time and
Yeah.
then like be hungover and still have to go to work and like I don't know. Sometimes it's just fucking.
See,
I get drunk and I'm just like, man, I fucking hate this. Why am I fucking doing this?
My problem is I'm resilient. I can just get shit faced every day and still like live my next day, and that's was his problem too.
Yeah, because you have the
he was resilient
metabolism
too.
of a fucking Clydesdale, dude.
Like Sunday, I drank all day, and then at midnight, after drinking for 12 hours, I take like 6 shots at midnight and start getting fucked up after I've already been doing it for 12 hours. Like that's the problem is and then you don't eat, and like that's really what does me in. I could drink forever.
Not
If
the
I
not
skip
eating.
dinner though, then it ruins me.
That's
So
what always gets me too, or what would get me is I would just not eat.
Yeah.
You don't,
Me
you
too.
forget, or you're not hungry. You
Yeah.
fill up on booze, then you don't eat, and then you're getting really drunk.
then the next day is
dude.
horrible. That was me
Yeah, that's
yesterday,
bad.
Monday. Yesterday was horrible because I didn't eat really dinner Sunday, and I just was like,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, that was one thing we had in
What are you
common.
looking at?
We could
people
both
with
we could
ADHD
both
react differently?
just go too hard
Just high function.
and
yeah.
high functioning
Wait,
alcoholism.
For
is a
example,
horrible
people
thing.
with ADHD typically have low baseline levels of impulse control. Okay? As a result, they would experience alcohol's detrimental effects, impaired driving ability after consuming less alcohol. Okay. So there you go. So it takes less booze to get you drunk.
That's not true. It takes me a lot more.
Yeah.
That's you know.
But that's because your metabolism.
You guys
though.
believe
Your-
everything you read on
your
the
body
internet.
starts working on.
Yeah,
the
you guys believe
alcohol.
everything we read from Psychology Today.
I do get this brain of jolt energy from alcohol. If I take a sip of beer, I get that shit. I can be dead sober.
That one's right. That one's right.
That is 100%
All
right,
right.
internet. Good job, internet. Fuck. Yeah.
Good job,
National
Internet.
Post.
I
all
do
right.
like that's why before if I would play music, like even if I had a drink all day, give me a sip of beer, I'm like, all right, now I can play, you know. Like
Speaking of that, what do you have planned for today's?
I have nothing planned. I'll play because I don't know. I haven't played guitar a week or whatever, but I was gonna just play something random. I
We
was
got
gonna.
4 minutes.
All right.
You want to get the
So you
guitar
want me
and
to
do
play a
it?
song? Sure. It's probably out of tune because it was fucking whatever. I don't care.
Yeah,
either.
yeah. Go tune them. Go
All
tune
right,
I
I
thought
don't
you
know
never
what I'm gonna
tuned.
play.
I thought you never changed.
Well,
the
yeah,
strings.
fucking. It doesn't. Those strings are so old that they're fucking. The metal's coming off.
Nice. Oh,
Seriously,
yeah.
like, these are so fucking shitty and old. Like, look at all the
That's how
metal.
you know
Look
it's
at all
good.
these fucking strings. All right, it's fine. Doesn't get-
I wanted to get him a $100 gift card to fucking
All right,
Guitar
I don't know
Center,
what
and he
I'm gonna play,
protested.
so
He was like, "No, don't get that fucking."
Why?
Nothing really makes.
You were
didn't
with
wanna-
me, remember?
I was.
I was telling him about it when we were going to. We were walking downtown somewhere. It was me, you, and him. I think it's like one of the nights we hung out at Sidebar. And I was like, "Bro, I want to get you so you can get some new strings and shit." And he was like, "No, don't fucking buy me that stupid shit." And
I
was
don't
like,
need your
"Okay."
charity.
Yeah.
I don't need your string charity.
Just trying to inspire you.
Song.
Keep playing.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be. So this, I don't really have words. When I said I played open mic, the very first night I played open mic, and I was trying to think, what were the songs I was playing open mic? I couldn't remember. Here is one of them, but I don't really remember the lyrics. But it was just like, oh, let's drink some beer first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, get some
What-
energy,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, yeah. Wake up.
You gotta
I don't remember the
grease
lyrics,
up
but
the
I was-
wheel.
That
You know?
brain
Playing it.
boost.
Just improvise some
Okay, well,
lyrics.
I
You
mean,
got it.
It's like,
Talk about all the colors.
I used to play this open mic. So.
Tan.
I got no words right now, but I'm gonna come up with some. Oh yeah, I forgot the words. I don't know what I'm saying, but it's just, and then I go, and a woman's love is. Well, that. Yes, a woman's love can make you feel complete in life. But the first lyrics were, "Woman, we can write a love song." So now I remember it all. And then it goes, "You looking like a porn star, babe. Everybody wants to know, but you know you're with me. Instead it's a book. I'll never see us coming, baby. No, every time it's testing. Yes, a woman's love is all we really need. Sometimes it worked in the open mics. Woman's love can make you. Actually, when I played the Seal cover, that's what I did. Seal them.
What about gay people though?
I don't really want to sing or
Kiss?
play this one. Though. I didn't want to play that. I was just showing the.
It's a fun riff.
But yeah, I mean, it was fun. I used to play that at open mics. But like I said, I only did it for 3 or 4 months. When I
So,
first
do
moved
you
here, like,
still
10
know
years ago.
Kiss by, what is it? The Seal song, Kiss by a Rose?
Play something real quick.
Yeah, real quick.
Real quick.
Verse and a chorus.
All right. Here's a song. I'm just gonna make up the words, but I used to play this for my other buddy back home, and then people used to like this song. It was like, I won't play the intro. I'll just go like this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just that
You got me, dude. I was there with you. I was committed.
I don't even listen to you, tired as you gotta know. You could be tired and I don't know anything. Never go. I would believe never feel my system. Everything you never know how it would be. You can have it your way, fucking bitch. When you have it your way, I will never give mine. And I know.
The name of this song is Ciao. Ciao.
I don't even think that you can try if you wanna know. Everything I said is not in this system. Everything you ever know. Anyway, you can have it your way. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, Ross.
So that was a song. I don't ever play that one because I used to write, like, I had someone else singing that for me because I used to, like, write the stuff and then he would, like, change the words and do what he wanted with it because, like, you know, no one wants to ever sing someone else's lyrics. You're like, hey, sing this. Like, I tried to try out for a band in Austin. They're like, sing this guy's lyrics. I was like, they're shit. I was like, I'll sing for you, not for this guy's shit. So it's one thing if you write a song, you want to, like, make your own lyrics. So it's kind of weird. I think it's weird singing someone else's song. Like I was talking about, like the America's Got Talent people. Like, who the fuck wants to go on there and sing some gay shit? It's like if you don't like your shit, you're not gonna sing someone else's shit. So I think it's kind of weird to sing other people's.
I like the idea of like someone like watching this podcast and seeing this and then seeing him and being like, "What the fuck happened to this guy? Holy shit!"
Don't do drugs,
Maybe
kids.
he should quit drinking.
He's got some grays in there, you know. You can hide the grays when you shave.
It's your chin.
That's why old guys shave. If you shave,
It's
you
your
fit in with a
fucking
younger
chin,
crowd. You
dude.
shave, then it starts getting out. You're like, oh, this motherfucker's hiding those grays behind the fucking razor, you know.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, this has been another episode of Let's
Thank you,
Kill
Taylor.
Ross.
Appreciate it, Taylor. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thanks for having
Yeah,
me,
bro.
It's a
Thank you,
blast.
Josh, once again.
This guy, huh?
Yeah.